everybody, and thanks for being here this Thursday. We're winding down the month of June. Everybody's starting to get wound up, I think, possibly for the 4th of July holiday. And the 4th falling on Friday this year gives us an official 3-day weekend. Not many complaints about that either. We're still a little too far out to give you any sort of an accurate forecast as to what we can expect to do for a little extra time off and celebrate our independence. But up to that point, we've got at least one day in the forecast topping 90 degrees. We'll fall back down to the mid-80s just before the holiday, and that's about as far as we're willing to go with any prognostications. Thank you all for being a part of the program again. We'll wrap up coverage of the City Council meeting that I began earlier in the week. They have backed up and elected or discussed amending the mobile home ordinance that was enacted in Sagersville after March the 2nd of 2012 following the tornado and the destruction and all the rebuilding and other efforts that were going on in the Sagersville city area. And the 4th of July was discussed, and a bit of an agenda or itinerary for the holiday weekend, with more to come on tomorrow's program, and I'll allude to that in more detail in just a few seconds. And in a strange occurrence of events this morning, I was able to find out and get an update on Miss Minix, Melva Minix, who was seriously injured, sadly even more than what we thought, in that two-car collision on yesterday. I'll take it back to the scene, and I'll also have an update on her condition from her family that I spoke with earlier today, an update on those 5 men, the oldest 20 years of age, now facing murder charges for the death of a young man in Rayon County. We'll get to all of that in just a few seconds. I know enough to know that I don't know a lot about soccer, but everyone's gone soccer and FIFA crazy. And today was a big day. I'd actually hoped on having an hour or just a bit of time to catch the big soccer game. Didn't happen, and I'm not so remiss about it now because the United States did fall to Germany 1-0. But it's not over. Both teams going into it, as I understand, as I am told, not that I understand, knew that a draw would see them both through. But Germany defeated the United States by 1 goal to win the Group G game today. Both teams will advance to the stage of 16, a knockout stage, I believe, of 16 teams in the World Cup. Despite losing, the United States does indeed go on. With 2 wins and a draw, Germany, I think, was top of Group G with 7 points. The United States had 4, but still moves on. Don't understand a bit of it, but it is turning out to be ever so popular. The game of soccer itself, I love, and hope to see it maybe make a comeback on a local level here. We had a few churches, at least one several years ago, and some other soccer leagues which tried to get going, and it was a lot of fun to watch, whether you knew anything about it or not. And I've also got a young man who we're in contact with who has offered his services in that regard. So if there's anyone thinking about, with all this excitement around soccer, maybe starting a team or a camp or something of that nature, might have a little help for you and someone who has a little knowledge thereof. With that said, it was a bit of a strange occurrence of events. I was actually traveling down Route 114, just about to get on 460, making my rounds to Johnson County to visit a couple of sponsors and try to gather some news. When I noticed a situation in front of me that I pulled over to investigate and see if I could render some assistance, turned out to be not such a serious situation, even though it, I'm sure, was a scary moment for some people who were bailing out of their vehicle just before they were afraid it was going to catch fire. Nevertheless, it was discussing with them that situation and another that I learned about the condition of Melva Minix, who was seriously injured in that auto accident in Sagersville yesterday. It appeared as though earlier this morning a transmission hose or the transmission itself, or maybe the power steering, something had busted underneath the vehicle and a lot of fluid had caught fire, and a couple of ladies and their children, I believe, jumped out of the vehicle after pulling off, which is the caution lights, and I just happened to be the vehicle behind them. We called the Sagersville Fire Department. They responded. The fire went out before they arrived, and everyone was safe and okay. That was the bottom line. Turns out they were some of the grandchildren of Melva Minix, the 78-year-old woman who was involved in this 2-car crash yesterday in Sagersville. They told me they were on their way to the hospital to visit their grandmother. Grandmother Minix, who just lost one of her sons to a sudden death incident when he passed away just about 3 weeks ago, was seriously injured herself yesterday, and we've now learned it's maybe even much worse than what we had hoped for. They are still hopeful that she will recover, but we know that Minix has suffered 2 broken wrists, a shattered shoulder, a broken or fractured neck, her chin fractured as well. She also was experiencing some bleeding on the brain. All of her neurological signs, I'm told, were positive and good, and she was responding in that manner. But her body was badly damaged in this 2-car collision. It happened on rain-slickened roads yesterday. The SUV coming around the curve there in the Belsey-Conley Hill in Sagersville crossed over the center line and then struck Minix's car nearly head-on, as you see. Minix was the only occupant in that vehicle at the time and airlifted to the Cabell Huntington Hospital, where she remains in that condition that I just mentioned this evening. City Council coverage coming up in just a few moments, as well as other headlines. Stay tuned. Faster, friendlier, family-owned Parkway Pharmacy, open 8:30 till 6:30 Monday through Friday in the new McGoffin Medical Plaza under the care of local pharmacist Jesse Rudd. To make Parkway Pharmacy your pharmacy, come by or give us a call at 349-4400.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving gloves. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is why he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Wheel alignments, oil changes, brakes, suspension work, and tires. Thousands of tires by all the major manufacturers, all in stock and at incomparable prices. All backed with 33 years of service and experience, the area's largest tire selection, and 6 months no interest at Conley's in Paintsville. Discount Auto Brokers in Prestonsburg has put liquidation prices on over 600 first-choice, pre-owned, like-new vehicles with one-time only savings, and they're giving away huge prizes for their big event. You have to bring the flyer in to win an Xbox, iPad, gas grill, 50-inch flat-screen TV, Walmart gift cards, or a 2014 Chevrolet. The big event at Discount Auto Brokers in Prestonsburg. Only the biggest sale on the region's biggest selection, only now through Thursday, July the 3rd. Bring your flyer in today to Discount Auto Brokers. Go ahead and hold the phone if you need more reason to show up at Discount Auto Brokers between now and Thursday the 3rd. How about this? They've called to say this Friday and Saturday, free hot dogs, free hamburgers on the lot. Bring your flyer, bring your appetite, and come by Discount Auto Brokers. Big grill out, free hamburgers, free hot dogs Friday and Saturday, and a chance to win some really great prizes and always get a good deal. Enjoy your fun in the summer sun even more with festive settings of the season from the seasonal shop that look good enough to eat themselves. Monogrammed and summer flags of every shape, size, and shade of summer, and other ways to say, welcome, friends. And just in, new and already classic designs by Ethel and Myrtle, ladies, all at Fraser's Prater Drug Seasonal Shop, just down from the drugstore and the Radio Shack. Sagersville National lets you go mobile with their new banking app. That's right, you can view your account and balance, transfer money, pay bills, and yes, deposit checks right from your phone from wherever you are. Just download the Sagersville National Bank app on your Android, iPad, iPhone, or other device. Any phone that can connect to the internet has the capability, and you can start saving time and money today with Sagersville National Bank's new mobile app. Wherever you are, we're there for you at Sagersville National Bank. More coverage of this Monday night's Sagersville City Council meeting, beginning with discussion centering around the mobile home ordinance. The council discussed backing up and making some amendments to the ordinance, which was passed by the City Council in regards to bringing in and setting up mobile homes inside the city limits of Sagersville. This following the March 2nd tornado. It was there that after all of the remodeling and reconstruction that was going on at that time, they realized that to keep the beautification process going in the Sagersville area, that they should implement an ordinance, which they have now elected to change per the next meeting. Part of that ordinance included having one of the city councilmen designated as an inspector inspect any new units to be moved into the city of Sagersville for safety and aesthetic issues that may pose a problem as compared to the ordinance that they enacted. Another was size and year, both of which Councilman Jeff Bailey requested to have changed.
The year date And the size.
and the size, because it really don't matter to me how old something is if it looks good.
We changed that one.
I thought we did too.
We did.
I thought we had thought to change it, but it still says 10 years, I think.
It's got 10 years, and it's got to be a 14 by 52 or
I'd
something.
like to see that, the time frame there, kind of period. Thought we changed that.
I think we need to leave the trailer ordinance, even though it's not in good shape right now, but I think it needs to be there.
Well, the 10-year, I think, should be removed from that, it really, because as long as it looked good and was in good shape, you know, I wouldn't, and then I think the 14 feet, I don't
think it shouldn't matter what
What
year and what size. I mean,
as long as it looks
as
good.
long as it looks pretty good with
and kept up, you know, bigger than that, then I don't think that would.
I think do away with it if they take care of it, their own, people own their own stuff, they don't need nobody to tell them what to do.
Now, you might not, but a lot of people that own
I
their
understand.
too, okay?
Yep.
There's a whole
I keep
lot-
mine in pretty good shape.
Yeah, you do.
You just, I feel
A
like,
whole lot of them got kind of roughnecks in them or something.
So you'd like to amend it to remove the 10 years and make that just any year as long as it's inspected and meets inspection, and then,
think that'd be
Any
fine.
dimension
Don't get past the
trailer,
car, plumbing and all that stuff.
so you want to eliminate A and B out of the ordinance?
Yeah,
Is that what everybody
well,
else,
that's
anybody
fine.
else, see anything else?
and then, one of the
Still
questions
inspect them.
that I have on this is, we put on here one mobile home per quarter of an acre and two
Yeah,
mobile homes
that's,
and two mobile homes per 1 acre. But are we asking then that if there's more than one mobile home sitting on a quarter of an acre, is that the will of this council? That if we set more than one mobile home on a quarter of an acre, that they should have to apply for a state license and be considered a mobile home court?
a mobile home park, all you have to have is 15 foot apart.
But if they've got
How
their
many
mobile
trailers you
home
have to have on
license.
it? Does they got a
As
number?
long as they're 15 foot apart.
It doesn't matter.
But it would have to be stated through the state, be considered a mobile home park.
Well, that's true.
To go through the state. You know, in other words, if we had to say, if we're gonna say, if you're putting more than one a quarter of an acre, you really just about are becoming a mobile home court. You're actually putting more
I have
than
no
one.
problem with it.
There was no vote taken on the issue, but it was directed that City Attorney Jeff Lovely would draw up an amended ordinance and that they would drop the age and size requirements from the ordinance in and of itself, and that will be presented to the council during their next meeting and then voted on at that time. Also, some other discussions centered around the 4th of July and fireworks. The 4th of July, our 3-day holiday celebrating our independence in just a few days, next Friday.
Next on the agenda is the July 4th activities, and we will be talking about the fireworks. Every year, the county's always given us $2,500 on the fireworks. To do a decent show, it's $7,500. This year, they're not going to donate the $2,500 to us. And in the past, we've tried to get donations for another $2,500 and do our $2,500, but in the past, we've failed miserably the last 2 years. One year we got $1,200, last year we got $600. I've had Ritt asked him if he'd kind of make announcements if anybody wanted a donation. We sent out letters to everybody last year asking for donations. So it comes with this: if we want to do the fireworks, it's going to cost $7,500, and you ain't going to be guaranteed anything donations other than probably $1,000 or $1,500, maybe at the most. So it'd be up to you all if you want to take money from the tourism money to do the fireworks for the 4th of July. And I'll leave that in.
Well, when
I'll
the
leave
county
it.
donate? They give a
They
reason,
did give a
probably
reason,
would.
didn't give a reason, I just asked if they was gonna donate, and they said no. The 4th of July, they're still having they have their activities at the Historical Society, and the Historical Society is doing just like they do with Founder's Day. They're not gonna let them use the cabins unless they're insured and all that. I contacted our insurance company. We are covered, the pageants will be covered, the parade, everything will be covered, and there'll be no additional charge to us. Now, if we have fireworks, it would be an additional charge unless the fireworks has a waiver of surrogation, which takes us off the, out of, I guess, being liable for anything if a firework was to hit a car or something. And he said most of them do that. So if the fireworks company we do has a waiver of surrogation, then we don't have to buy any extra insurance, and all the festivities for the 4th of July is covered under our insurance policy for the city. So we're not liable, we won't be liable for anything.
And those festivities, as were confirmed, will include a parade Saturday at 1, said the mayor. As for the fireworks, a lot of conversation after the meeting and since this meeting, of course, Monday night, and then conversation today with the judge's office said that they had already intended to place the fireworks donation, their annual donation, on the agenda for a special meeting that they had set for tomorrow. So as far as the funding goes, we're still not for certain. It looks as though, if that goes through, as I was kind of told to expect tomorrow morning's special session of the fiscal court, the city council, that it looks as though fireworks will go on and we've been speaking to company representatives of Melrose Pyrotechnics, that's if they can get a crew together at this late of a date. As of right now, we're hopeful that that will happen on Saturday, but it is still a bit, pardon the pun, up in the air. But we'll know more about fireworks and the rest of your 4th of July holiday on tomorrow's program and after tomorrow's special session of the McGoffin County Fiscal Court. There was some also later discussion about tornado sirens. In brief, the mayor said that he had talked to an engineer and requested to get a quote about tornado sirens for the city of Sagersville. Now, this is in addition but unrelated to the last McGoffin County Fiscal Court meeting that I was in attendance for, and that was where Representative Big Sandy Ad, as we had reported to you, was drawing up a grant to try to get money for a tornado siren for the city of Sagersville, which would have a basically 5-mile radius, I think, and cover the most populated area of McGoffin County. They were hopeful of even having maybe another one in addition to that. So on both ends of local government, tornado sirens are something that they're both aggressively seeking. A couple of announcements on your McGoffin County Farm Bureau-sponsored community calendar. A reminder, a couple of things happening tomorrow at your McGoffin County Extension Office. The Friendship Quilters meets tomorrow morning at 10. They're having a free lunch and learn lesson at noon. It's always tasty and informative at the same time. And day camp, It's America, is next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Moms and dads call about the day camp. They have it every year, 9 till 2 each day next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Call your McGoffin County Extension Office to find out more, 349-3216. And you want to go to Vegas? I mean, I'm not asking if you want to go with me, but you can save a life and maybe win a trip to Vegas. That's Las Vegas, Nevada. The McGoffin County Community Blood Drive has next been set for Wednesday, July the 9th. Got a few days to remind you, but mark it down. Register to donate blood, and you could win 2 tickets to see Jimmy Buffett at Riverbend Music Center in Cincinnati at 8 o'clock Monday, July the 21st, and you might win a trip to Las Vegas. And you might, most importantly, save someone's life. It's quick and painless, easy to do, and you can do it Wednesday the 9th at the Hardin Medical Plaza. If you got an announcement you need on the calendar, birthdays, anniversaries, or anything like what you just heard for a group or organization, they're always free. Drop them off here at the newsroom on East Maple, or mail them phone, fax, email, Facebook them, or just yell at me on the street and I'll write it down and put it on TV. It's just that easy. I'll be right back with more headlines.
Have you ever noticed how many insurance commercials and advertisements are on television nowadays? You can't watch your favorite program without seeing a little pig or green lizard trying to sell you insurance and get your money for their premiums. But let me ask you this. If you have been in a serious wreck, do you really think that you are in good hands of the insurance companies when you have lost wages, medical bills, and pain and suffering from your head to your toes? The answer is no. If you want to truly be in good hands, give me a call. I'm attorney Donald Wayne McFarland. Let me put my 20 years of experience in working to protect the rights of injured people to work for you. 349-9000.
Brand new to the viewing area, but a family-owned power sports business since 1964. M&M Power Sports on New 460 in Staffordsville is loaded with Kawasaki and Polaris ATVs and side-by-sides and savings, rebates, and financing to put you in control of your next adventure. With parts, accessories, a full test riding facility on site, and professional service for every make and model at Kentucky's Power Sports Authority. M&M Power Sports on New 460 in Staffordsville. Premier Auto is all about what's here and now. A 2011 Camry, now $13,950. A 2013 Optima, now $19,450. An 011 Kia Soul, just $15,950. And a Dare to Compare 2011 GMC Sierra, $13,950 at Premier Auto in Paintsville. Cruise on in your Sayersville Dairy Queen because we've got s'more for you. That's right, everybody's favorite summertime treat is back as the blizzard of the month in a cup, waffle cone, or a royal shake. And now get original Julius's and smoothies in strawberry lemonade. It's where you can always get a burger, basket, or fries from open to close every day, and breakfast 6 to 11 Monday through Thursday and till noon on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Only at your Sayersville DQ.
Four teams must go immediately. It's Hot Chevrolet's triple bonus employee pricing. That means for a limited time, buy any new 2014 GM vehicle at Hot employee pricing. Plus, 1, you get to keep the rebates. 2, a free family beach vacation. And 3, get 2 years free maintenance. Triple bonus employee pricing. Only at Hutch Chevrolet Buick GMC in Paintsville, Kentucky. Or at HutchChevrolet.com.
Frito Rocks is more than just gravel. They've got mulch in red, brown, and black, river rock in 4 different sizes, new rainbow rock for an entirely new landscape feature, metal and double wall plastic pipe, masonry sand, and rock, every size from DGA to 57s to class 2 and 3. And they have delivery and excavation and dozer services. And special hours Monday through Friday, 4:30 till 9 p.m. and Saturdays 9 till 4. For orders, call Frito Rocks on Route 7 at 496-7776. You can be playing, relaxing, and enjoying your brand new lifestyle in just days with one call to Baker's Pool Supply. Over 38 years of professional installation at affordable prices on above-ground and in-ground swimming pools. Or if you're ready to open your pool for the season, you need a new liner, a solar cover, some parts, or the bested BioGuard chemicals or salts, Baker's is your full-service answer, serving all of Kentucky and surrounding states with complete satisfaction, and they offer financing. 800-633-7102 or bakerspoolsupply.com. An update on the case and death of Bo Otis of Rowan County. Now all 5 suspects say police are in custody, each charged with murder. The oldest, 20 years of age, the rest teenagers. Yesterday at this time, state police said that they had 2 men in custody charged with murder in the death of this man, 20-year-old Bo Otis of Owingsville, and that they were searching for 3 other individuals in the past 24 hours. Those 3, and they believe all that were responsible, are believed to be and are confirmed to be actually in custody at the Rowan County Detention Center. They arrested last evening 19-year-old Anthony Payson of Hodgensville, 20-year-old Julius Kolowitz of Elizabethtown, and 19-year-old Jack Adams of Elizabethtown. They joined the initial 2 suspects, 2 teenagers, both 18 years of age, who were initially arrested in the case, Demario Powell and a Marcus Stewart. All are in the Rowan County Detention Center, each facing charges of murder after a home invasion, a robbery. All individuals going into the home of Otis suspecting to get some cash and marijuana, but when Otis came out of a back room and approached them, he was shot in the head and died Monday at the UK Medical Center. Forecast, this, you want to call it news, I don't know, feel free to do so. We make chicken salad, especially during the summer in our house. And cutting up the grapes is a job that no one ever wants to do, and that's why all I could do was laugh when I saw this video. Tonight's Genius Award goes to whoever this gentleman is for making at least my life, or that of my children, a little bit easier in the future. Literally just yesterday, with some chicken salad already in the fridge, while I had the kids at the orthodontist office, we had stopped and done a little grocery shopping, picked up some grapes to make some more chicken salad. And knowing that it was going to be a fight to see who was going to take the time to cut them up. It's a little slower and a little more of a pain than what you would think. But this guy has seemingly figured it out. So why not pass it along to everybody else, since I got a second.
Kind of a pain in the butt. So what we do is we put a bunch of grapes on a plate. And then we take another plate of the same size and put it on top. And then I use my serrated knife and cut them all in half in one time, and that's a nice, easy way to cut grapes or tomatoes in half.
Now, what's the phrase? More than one way to skin a cat or skin a grape? Okay, it's not big news, but I promise it was going to make my life easier, or like I said, maybe Lacey or Andrews, maybe even this evening, so why not share it with you? Now, at least 2 reports on tomorrow night's program, the special fiscal court meeting in the morning, as well as a few updates on some other, and I'll refer to them as possible high-profile reports that we've had here as of late. We hope to have some additional information before the weekend. And what are a lot of folks going to be doing and coming to see in the Ramey Park in the next few days? A lot of excitement down there. Well, we'll talk with somebody who can tell you more about that as well. Right now, let me tell you about the forecast, which I haven't had these words in it for a while. Calm winds, calm conditions, calm anywhere. Partly cloudy skies tonight, a little patchy fog after 5 a.m., but it looks to be pretty decent and low in the mid-60s and not too bad of a night in store. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a high of 86 degrees, a low of 65. I was so hesitant to even put it in there, but all computer renderings say a 10% chance of storms tomorrow. It looks to be a relatively nice Friday. Very little chance of anything happening on that front. But that 10% chance of some isolated showers and thunderstorms after 5 o'clock on your Friday. Temperatures 86 and 65 as you just saw. Here's your weekend right now. Saturday's not looking good at all. We've got a 50% or better chance of showers and thunderstorms on your Saturday, mainly after 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't think Saturday's going to be a great day. Patchy fog in the morning, otherwise partly sunny at times, and then 83 degrees, a low of 66 as you saw, and I'm running out of time here. Sunday's forecast is I have to back up because I'm going so slow. 87, 68, another shot of showers and storms for the latter half of your weekend. Saturday and Sunday might be the worst 2 days that we've got in the forecast period, at least for now, as far as showers and thunderstorms go, so keep that in mind. And maybe it won't happen on our holiday weekend next weekend. Monday, we get close to 90 with 89 degrees, partly sunny, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Tuesday, this is not a typo, we're going to break the 90s, and I suspect 92, maybe even close to 95 for some folks on your Tuesday of next week. Mostly sunny and hot, and you can count on humidity levels to also be on a bit of an increase as well. It's going to be ugly on Tuesday as far as the heat is concerned. We'll get back down into the upper 70s Wednesday and Thursday with 86, 87 degrees. Still a threat of showers and thunderstorms. That puts us close to the holiday weekend, but not close enough to really give you an exact idea on what we can expect to see. But I can expect to at least have a glimpse ahead on that front for you tomorrow night, in addition to a whole lot of other news that I've got to work in between now and then. For now, thank you all so much for being a part of the program. We'll see you back here tomorrow night, wrapping up this week for more of Your News Today. Tune in, and we hope to see you then. Good night.